Hello friends, and welcome to Cloud9 Workshop. Today in the studio we're going to make cereal box journals. The first thing you're going to need to do is find a good flat surface to work on. And it could be a table, maybe you're going to take this project outside. Either way, you want to make sure to protect the surface. And now let's jump into seeing what is inside this kit. Let's open our kit and get our supplies ready. First, we're going to untie the string, and this is made out of t-shirt string. You could probably use that in another project later. And then take it out of its packet. Inside, you'll find a template, some white paper, several colored sheets of paper, the instructions, some binding papers, and a packet of paper shapes and sparkles. Come on out, sparkles. You'll need a few things from home, including a pair of scissors, pencil, stapler, some glue. Now, we like glue stick, but school glue is a little easier to glue on these sparkles. So either or both are great. And, of course, a cereal box. Looks like our supplies are ready. Cereal boxes are commonly found in many homes. They're a great material for using in projects. Think of all the possibilities. You could close them up and build with them like blocks. You could cut into them, maybe making a tiny house or a doll house. You could cut them also and start making, let's see, maybe some jewelry. That means we need to open this up. So to open it, you've got to find the seam. A seam is where two things come together. First, on the bottom, you've got to open that seam. And so I'm just sliding my hands along that seam. Then peering inside, I see where it's glued together, where that seam is. Take your fingers and slide them along that seam. And when you open it up, you have a giant sheet to work with. This will be perfect for our cereal box journal. Our first step was to open up our cereal box. And next, we take out that template and our pencil, and we need to trace our template. Now, here's where you have to make a choice. Is there something on the back or the front of the cereal box that you want to keep? I spotted a map. I think I want that on my cereal box journal. So I center it. You also want to be cautious that maybe a little careful. You don't want to put it over these folds, okay? It'll still work, but ideally a nice flat space. So we put over our template. One hand holds the template down, and the other hand starts to trace. If this part is tricky, maybe with your kind words, you can ask someone to hold the template while you do the tracing. There we go. We put our template aside. Now it's time to do some cutting. Here are some cutting tips. The first one is to cut away the extra material. So we're going to cut off this big piece and set that aside for another project. Now you're going to take out your scissors, and the second tip is to open them nice and wide. Don't cut with the tip of your scissors, but open up that alligator's mouth really wide and chomp down, following that line as you go, making sure that you have good craftsmanship. Now here, you'd think you'd turn, but we're actually going to cut it right off and get that piece out of our way. Go ahead and turn and continue to cut along that line. We just talked about good craftsmanship. Craftsmanship is about the quality of your work, and we definitely want to have work that has good craftsmanship. And keep cutting all the way off, and then I turn. Open your scissors nice and wide. One final piece. Now, after we get our cutting done, what do you think we have to do next? We have the cover. What else does a journal need? It needs pages. So I've got the cover, and then count out 5 pieces of paper. You could do more, but it might be tricky to staple. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now for a little detail, a little extra pizzazz, we're going to put on a colorful piece. What do you think? Oh, I think this dark blue. I'm going to add that one. And finally, a piece of binding paper. I don't know. What are you thinking? We do the map, some butterflies. Ooh, maybe this would be nice. Or do I want contrast? I think I'm going to go with this one. Time for some folding, my friends. So we're going to take out the cereal box and make another choice. Do I want the colorful cereal box on the outside or the brown on the outside? Here's some things to consider. If you choose the cereal box, you might get some nice bright colors, but if you try to use markers or stamps on that side, they might tend to smear. So if you'd like to use markers or stamps, it might be a good idea to use the brown side. I happen to like this map, so I think I'm going to go ahead and use that side. I'm going to fold it over, match up those corners, and then press to fold. Here's another artist trick. Take out a marker or even this glue stick will work. I'm going to rub along that fold to give a nice crease. Now I'm moving on to the white papers. I'm going to give a nice little tap, get them all lined up. You can fold them one at a time or all together like I am. I'm going to press. Moving on to my colorful sheet of paper. Line up those corners. Press. And finally, my binding paper. It's long and skinny. I'm going to fold it like a hot dog. Fold. Now it's time to attach all of our pieces and nest them together. So I'm going to start with, I think I'll start with the white papers. And I'm going to go ahead and put the colorful sheet on top and then my cover. Now to attach these, we're going to use a stapler. So I take out my stapler, I slide this underneath, I line it up, and I'm going to get out my stapling hands. That's one hand on top of the other, and I press down. I'm going to do it again. I could use 2 staples, will probably do it. Okay, there I've got my basic journal. But I happen not to like these staples, so I'm going to hide them with my binding paper, like this. Okay, to attach that, I'm going to use some glue. Now I could put my glue right onto the journal, or I could put it onto the paper directly on there. Either way is going to work just great. I'm going to line it up onto my journal. Press, rub. And then you'll see my basic journal is finished. Now, these do tend to look a little plain, but you can see I've started to add some details. There are many things that you can add. Let's think about that. Now that you've made your basic journal, it's time to add some details. There are so many good possibilities, but a good place to start would be to think about how you're going to use your journal. Is it going to be, are you going to take it on a hike? And it's going to be a hiking journal or a travel journal. Maybe you like to draw or write stories. Maybe you like graphic novels and you're going to turn this into a graphic novel. Maybe you like to write music and it's going to be your music journal. There are so many possibilities. But let's say, for instance, we want to start to add some of those details that came in your packet. One thing I suggest is to overlap these details. Overlap is where you put one thing on top of the other. And maybe start to play with your idea before you glue it down. So say, this is a nice butterfly, maybe I'll add that. And I'm just going to start to play where I'd like all of my pieces. Now I could put them on the covers. I could also start to put things on the inside. I could use these pieces. I think I'm going to add a little sparkle right in the middle. To glue them down, you'll want to take out your glue stick or whatever glue you have at home, and you'll start to glue on some of those details. So for instance, I think I'm going to put glue on this piece. I think I'm going to center it on here. And then I'm going to add a couple details that are going to overlap around the edge. Now you could add the glue directly to your book as well. That works too. And for this little tiny guy, I think I'm going to add it with some liquid glue. Now liquid glue, of course, you don't want to make a giant puddle. So we always say dot, dot, but not a lot. So I'm going to put a couple dots right here in the middle and add that detail. Now I, of course, could keep going. Here's my journal so far. I could also add on some stampers. Maybe you have some stamps at home, or perhaps you have some stickers that you'd like to add. Then, of course, you could add more details with some markers or colored pencils or crayons, whatever kind of drawing tools you have. You could add more details or start writing and drawing in that journal. There are so many good possibilities. Have fun, my friends, and we'll see you next time for more Art Studio adventures.